poetry as saving not just individuals, but saving the world, bringing us together.
Doing a reading about a Caribbean person in a room full of people that are primarily Black and Afro-Caribbean is always a beautiful connective experience.
Sharing the platform with young poets, and as far as I'm concerned, you are the future, not just of poetry, but of the world.
It was a good vibe. It's a good vibe. Yeah.
And I fight with the strength I've got until I die. That's why I'm gonna stand.
Welcome to St. John's. 7 years ago, James came up with the idea to honour Maya Angelou, and it was celebrating a cabaret for freedom. And we've adopted that name over the last 7 years, delivering spoken word, song, and tonight is about honouring the heroes like a queen should. A mother called to combat, like the battalions of her family. Those who did not lie down, while others took possession of their rise and their fall. Spirited like my mother's mother and her mother before, I did not yield ground. We did not yield ground, but braced ourselves for a journey in the hulls of tall ships to distant shores, a bejeweled cargo of victors and brave women. We are the jet black fabulous jazz of isosceles.
Walking through the long corridors, I smile at the doctors and nurses passing me, tired and worn out looks imprinted on their faces. The room is the same as always. The ghostly white walls, the blue curtains, that awful smell of the food, and the suffocating smell of antiseptic. The constant beeping of machines, the quiet conversations between patients and their loved ones, and then you.
Oh, I got eyes in the back of my head, just in case I gotta run. I do what I can when I can, while I can for my people. When the clouds roll back and the stars fill the night, that's why I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home.
When did asking for love become preaching? New era. Sequel to evil. Clip my wings and I'll still fly like an eagle. If you are the hunter, I'll be the panther. How can the problem? Give me the answer. Cry about Black Ariel, you might get a BAFTA. So inaudible about the government repaying slave owners. Same story, different chapter. Cognitive dissonance is really a cancer. Equality is just a debate idea. Are you your brother's killer or his keeper?
Missouri, misery, missive system, mystified by melanin, mistaken identity. I figured he was the nigger my wife pines for in her gangster-inspired fantasies. So, though his back was towards me, at least some of the time, his hands held high, mouth open wide, hollering, "Don't shoot me."
In the ocean, we still do not know why or how a whale gives birth. Under the current, out of sight, without a scream we could register. We were all present for our births, flushed out and ignorant, lesson learnt by mothers, taught by mothers. I would like to thank mine, Sarah, before she too becomes an ancestor, and I'm left to wonder who she was and why I've never seen her give birth.
She stands on guard at that barrier they call reputation. For Granny, explicating the difference between good girls and bad always ends her homily with warning as fact, 7 year not enough to watch speckle off guinea hen back. When Granny holds up guinea hen as a symbol of spoiled reputation, we study her pattern and interpret Granny's warning to mean not that you can't do so, just don't let the world know, never let the spots show.
Summertime, and the living is easy. Fish are jumping, and the cotton is high.
My grown-up feet follow the prints of you who came before, past losers' graves and imams to the madrasa of Sheikh Dawood, where I still see the ancient Dilmun stone before Victorians passing through nicked it from beneath our feet. The winding path leads me into Fariq Sultani, where men of state once built their homes made safe and strong with Saradib, the basements which in times of war proved our people's sanctuaries.
In Germanic, the name Walter means commander of the army. Now think of 1916. Think of the machinery of war. Think of the Italian front and a mixed-race second lieutenant leading 26 comrades on a night raiding mission across the rapids of the Piave River. Think of the words gallantry and coolness as medals on the lapel of Walter Tull.
There are no lights left on for the rooms that sparked out your darkness. Call it Stockholm, in the city made up of your body. I am flesh of your flesh, I am skin of your skin, and you are larger than life now. Pitch black, eloquence of nightfall, a silhouette hidden beneath the miracles I cannot see.
Where is the Renaissance when rebirth happens every day? Paying homage to my ancestors, a memorial honoring their legacy built from a network of people forming freedom, blessed to speak the truth about gender and race, a manifesto for a new world, Black Star Line, dreaming of rebuild, fighting for equality and equity by any means necessary.
Hallowed and underfoot, memories embalmed and stagnant, the myths of these lives live longer than the winds they are carried on. The swollen spines of women's resistance, cracked sternum and throat swallowed in belt-buckled four-door rooms, hallucinations of green-lit shoulder gilt. Faces pressed, distorted against our aftermath, palms printed clammy fate lines on the insides of the in-between.
See, the name ain't for you, my son. Hold the torch, let your legacy run. My son, don't be afraid of the sun. Icarus wasn't you, but your end it will come. Be aware of your doom, because we fall down in turns. Though the come up does hurt, son, the fall will be worse. Terms and conditions, they change, but the problem's the same. Visions of divisions turned our peoples to slaves. I see what legacy earns. I hope your pressures do burn. In the streets and the schools, I see the bullshit we learned.
I have seen your gut grow into its own sonnet, and your head grow gleaming and bold. But today, it is your chest I come to know. How rigid it is when I press upon the crisp sheen of your burial shirt, to tread a rose through the eye of your lapel, and I find the pall-bearing weight of your life, when we grip the casket's chrome to lift and carry you down to the hearse waiting in the bright yard.
I've been walking with my face turned to the sun, waiting